Welcome in, race fans, here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are going to go short track racing action right here at the famous Myrtle Beach Speedway. Myrtle Beach may no longer be an active little short track down in the southeast of the United States of America, but here on the iRacing.com platform, we will get to live in the past. We will always be able to run at the famous Myrtle Beach Speedway. Myrtle Beach Speedway was opened in 1958. It played host to a lot of great events. NASCAR, the ARCA Series was one of the biggest competitors. The NASCAR Southeast Series, the Modifieds, all sorts of short track racing has happened here. Winners amongst those names, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Some newer names for you race fans, Ty Majeski has one here. He is one of those iRacing ringers that also gets to race super late models in the real world. He has one here. Just a little bit earlier this season, Myrtle Beach closed its doors. It has run its final race, but tonight we go back and relive it right here on the iRacing server. I'm Roger Muth. I'll be your host here tonight, and alongside me, it is my veteran co-host. It is Chris Legou. Chris, it's great to have you here tonight. We are getting ready to go qualifying here for Not the Battle presented by Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping.
Yeah, Roger, I want to thank you for letting me join you here tonight, and for the next few nights, in fact, 4 nights of racing getting ready to happen right here at Myrtle Beach. Short track action at its finest. Guys, if you're a short track fan, look no further than Turn 3 Racing Network for the next few days.
Yeah, we will have your racing action here tonight. We open things up with the Legends cars. They will be some of the first machines to turn some laps. And then just in a couple nights, we're going to head to the late model stocks, SK Modifieds, and we will wrap things up with the super late model. Qualifying, though, Chris, looks like it is just about underway, I believe. We will wait to see who will be the first driver out here onto the speedway tonight, and I believe it's going to be the driver that hails out of Hampton, Georgia. It will be the driver of the number 24 Sim Box Button Box machine. Race fans, you need to get yourself a button box. You need to head over to Facebook.com, type in Sim Box PCs, and you can actually get yourself one of those Sim boxes. Chris, we actually have one on the old test rig right here in the studio.
Yeah, I saw that you got one, and well, it looks pretty nice. I tell you, I don't have one, Roger, but it's certainly something that, well, maybe I'll have to get in touch with those guys over there at Simbox and order me up one.
As you see all the drivers coming to line up here in pit road, they will turn them loose here. For 2 laps will be the distance for each one of these drivers here tonight. Once again, you are watching Not the Battle right here, presented tonight by Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping. Locally operated and owned company. They take great pride in doing a well-done job on your lawn. They are very thoughtful, design-oriented, and stand by their work. Contact them today for a free quote. Some of our other sponsors here, while we have just a little bit of time before we head off into our qualifying session here tonight for the 15 drivers that have made their way to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, we also got to thank the guys over at BK Paints. BK Paints, your number one, your one-stop shop for all iRacing wraps. We also got to thank the guys over at Barber Ford. You need a new car, you need a used car, you need to come on down to Barber Ford. They can get you not only looking good, but feeling good in a brand new car today. I'm looking at it, Chris, and it looks like we are just about lined up to go here. It'll be 2 laps for the drivers. Quick time tonight will sit on the pole. A lot of the times that we saw here in our practice session just a little while ago, it was right around, call it, 20 seconds is going to be a good one. A sub 21 probably going to win you the pole here tonight.
Yeah, Doug Neal in the 24. He's stepping out onto the track. He's one of those Simbox guys. As you said, he hails out of Hampton, Georgia, running the number 24 here tonight. Roger, he goes by the start-finish line to start his qualifying effort, running it up high just a little bit, brings it down to the middle, and then right to the bottom lane as he enters onto the back stretch, getting ready and set to take turn number 3.
Yeah, as he comes down into 3 there, you see right against the inside retaining wall. It's where we will see all these drivers here tonight. They will try and get as low and as tight. There's turtles down in turn 1. We haven't talked about them yet because they have not come into play. Lap number 1, though, for Doug Neal. It's going to be a 21 21.54-second lap on lap number 1 for Neil. That would put him in possibly sitting about the 7th position if this was in our practice times. Right now, though, lap number 2 for the driver out of Hampton, Georgia, it will be a 21.47-second lap. So that will put him, for the time being, on the front row. Now, next out onto our qualifying grid, it will be the driver of the number 15. He hails out of Holland, Michigan. It is the Barber 4 BK Paints number 15. This is Dustin Slider.
Yeah, Slider out there getting set. And one of the things I find interesting that we saw out of Doug Neal is we saw him kind of way up on the track, Roger, trying to keep the momentum in that motor going. Slider taking a very different approach here as he goes through the corners, almost hitting those turtle shells, and that will slow these cars down. But to my point, staying up on the track, going to keep that motor wound up. You're not going to drop a lot of RPM, should be able to maintain speed.
So he'll come through here, and lap number 1 going to jump him straight to the top of the leaderboards here out of the 2 drivers who have qualified. It'll be a 21.25-second lap for the driver out of Michigan. Will lap number 2 look a little bit better on our timing and scoring? Let's see when he comes by the start-finish line. And it will be lap number 1 being the best, about 1/1000th of a second slower on lap number 2 for Dustin. Next driver out is going to be the driver of the number 13 here tonight. He drives the Apex Fever. Glue Media, number 13. This is Damian Hall.
Yeah, Damian Hall going into turns 1 and 2 as that initial lap that doesn't count is all set and done. On to the back stretch goes the 13. And that little car is seemingly buzzing around this track pretty decently. I do say buzzing for a reason. It's, oh, he gets loose and into the wall. The 13 makes a collision, and that is going to adjust the camber and caster on that right-hand side.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to come back around here, Chris. The whole front right side of the number 13 is tore up. He will pull it down onto the inside apron. I believe he will now have to take the tow back to pit road. So as we wait for our next driver to come out onto the speedway, it looks like it should be the Conover, North Carolina driver. I believe this will be the number 9 out onto the speedway next. It will be Joey Lowry. No sponsors on the side of this car, Chris. He doesn't need no sponsors because he says tonight he will be one of the quicker drivers all by himself.
Yeah, I'm going to do it by myself, for myself. No, he gets loose already. Oh, my goodness. This is just a warm-up lap here, Roger. As he does cross the start-finish line, that's going to start his time. But boy, oh boy, is he going to start from a huge deficit as he was not in top gear.
So now he'll have to come back around here. Lap number 1 does not count. Now will Lowry be able to get lap number 2 underneath him? He's up the track in turn 4 there. He'll come across the start-finish line. We'll see what kind of lap time this is. It's going to be the 3rd quickest time. It was a 23.31 for the driver of the number 9.
And Joey's still out there. I believe this is actually going to be a 2nd lap. I think that... I'm not sure, but we're going to assume that this counts as he is trying to pick up time. And he does a 21.71 on that lap number 2. So he came out of turn 4 as part of the warm-up lap, Roger. That's when he made a little contact and got a little loose, had to readjust, but ended up with a 21.71 for the 9 of Joey Lowry.
The next driver out here, I believe, is going to be the number 33 of Ty. Chris, you got that?
Yeah, Ty Leclerc out there in the 33. It's a good French name. I dig that one quite a bit. Here comes the 33 coming out of turn number 4, and he is putting the hammer down. You could see the car leaning over itself. The 33 looking to have a top spot chance here, qualifying, heading out of turn number 2.
Ty hailing out of Massachusetts here. He's a long way from home at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. The J&E Welding and Fabrication number 33 will come out of turn 4. He will look to see what kind of lap time he is going to put down here in our qualifying session. Lap number 1 going to jump him to the 3rd position. It will be a 21.57 So right now, Ty going to put himself P number 3. Lap number 2 is underway, and he will work his way into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Yeah, coming out of turn 3 and 4, has to pick up about 11/10 of a second. Can he do it to try and take over second spot? Second lap, a little bit slower than the first one, a 21.59. So Leclerc sticks in the 33 to the 3rd position.
Next out onto the track, the driver hails out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. It's the 51M. This is Ryan Matthews. The Mechanicsville Virginia Carbon Racing Solutions S&M Automotive sponsorship here tonight will now go on the clock.
Well, he has got a lot of sponsors out there. S&M Automotive Service, Pemberton Forest Products, and the list goes on and on. A lot of names on that car. Let's see if they pay off or if the extra paint weighs them down here. Rogers, he crosses the start-finish line. A 21.39, good enough for second on his first lap.
Yeah, that was a good lap, and lap number 2 here is also looking pretty well. As down into turns 1 and 2, he was pretty close to the turtles, about a half a car length, not even really, maybe calling about a track tire width up the speedway for Ryan Matthews. Now this will be lap number 2 here. Will it be quicker? Lap 2, it's going to be a new fast time out there, a 21.11 second lap for Matthews. So Matthews goes P number 1 with a 21.11 seconds. So that's the new quick time. And I believe the man who's on the moon, this is Gregory Moon in the number 8 machine. Moon hailing out of South Carolina, right down the road. It's Maconi Setup Shop. Fall Brawl on the rails paints 4X graphics machine.
Yeah, Moon out there trying to get it all going. He just saw somebody take over the pole. He knows the track is primed and ready to go. He's heading down the back stretch, trying to wind that 8 motor up just a little bit more here. A 21.11, the time to beat, set just a second ago here from Ryan Matthews. Across the start-finish line goes Moon, and Moon, a 21.23, good enough for second spot so far.
Well, it looks like the track may be picking up a little bit of speed here after we've had a couple of drivers come out here in qualifying, maybe lay some rubber down. Of course, you do see the sun in the background. It is starting to set here in Myrtle Beach, located in South Carolina, just off the beach, not too far from, well, the beach, the ocean. But lap number 2 for Moon is going to be a 21.15 second lap, so it's good enough for P number 2.
Oh, I like this car. The 71, that's a number that I can definitely stand behind. It's being driven by Daniel Hindra. Hindra hails from Walkertown, North Carolina. Rike Motorsports, Butt Kicker, Sim Speed Shop, written all over that car. And, well, 71, Roger, you know, that holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, a little bit of a special part. Now let's see if this driver out of North Carolina will be able to come through here and park his Rike Motorsports Butt Kicker Sim Speed Shop number 71 on the front row. Lap number 1 looked pretty clean, but it is going to be good enough for the 5th quickest time here for Daniel. It was a 21.48 second lap. Lap number 1 for the driver of the 71.
Yeah, he heads into turn number 3. He has a little bit of work to do. 1/1000th of a second to try and pick off Doug Neal, who sits in 4th across the start-finish line for Hindra. And we've got a new 4th place runner. It's a 21.30 for Hindra.
So that will be our 8th qualifier here tonight. Hindra goes 4th on the speed charts. Now the next driver out, he is going to hail out of Toledo, Ohio. It's the Dogecoin Bitcoin number 96. This is David Trumbley. He is now out onto the speedway. David had done a lot of long runs in our practice session here today at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, so we'll see what kind of short run speed he has. Can he put himself towards the front of the field? Yes, it was 9th quickest on our timing and scoring, but that's because lap number 1 does not count. You're looking really for the 2nd and 3rd lap here for Trumbley.
And Trumbley entering into turns 3 and 4 for the first hot lap here. The 96 going to try and set up the front stretch, and he does a good job right out towards the wall across the line. And we have got a 21.63, good enough for 7th quickest so far. The 96 going to try and really rev it up now, see if he can't improve on that. A 21.63 needs a little bit more to get up ahead.
Yeah, turn 1 and 2 there for lap number 2. For Trumley didn't look too good, but let's wait and see what the timing and scoring is going to tell us. Yeah, 3/1000ths of a second, a little bit slower lap number 2 for the driver out of Toledo, Ohio. So to be 7th quickest out of the 9 qualifiers that have taken time so far. Now, next out onto the speedway out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Marconi Setup Shop 4X Graphics entry. This is the driver of the number 10. This is Luke Brown.
Yeah, Luke Brown getting ready to complete his warm-up lap as he's going through turns 3 and 4. Sets up for that straightaway. Doesn't bring it up quite to the wall like some of the other drivers we've seen. And he brings it down to about the 2nd lane and then works his way down a little bit further. You see the body roll on these cars, and boy, that can be a lot of fun. And you can really mess somebody up if they're right behind you. But right now, Luke Brown heads out of turns 3 and 4 onto the front stretch for his first time qualifying lap, and it is a 21.53, good enough for 6th place so far in his first lap.
So lap number 1 puts him about mid-pack right now with 10 drivers who have put in a qualifying time. Will Luke Brown be able to do a little bit better here? Lap number 2, we've seen a couple guys. Lap number 2, turn a little bit quicker lap times here. He stays a little bit lower in turn number 4, coming across to complete his 2nd lap. It's going to be quicker. It'll be a 21.38 second timed lap here for the driver of the number 10 out of North Carolina. Luke Brown goes 5th quickest on our timing and scoring sheet. Next driver out, he hails out of Massachusetts. He drives the number 72, the Everett's Auto Parts and Milmer Liquors and Modern Auto Body, number 72. This is Ryan Kuhn. He had one of the quickest times in our practice session, so we will see what kind of lap time Ryan Kuhn can now put down as he is officially on our clock here tonight.
On the clock, waiting to see what the 72 can do around this little half-mile track. And he is diving into turns 3 and 4. Really did come into the corner a little shallower than some drivers. Out to the wall, though. First lap gonna be, oh my goodness, Roger, a sub 21, a 20.96, good enough for the pole.
Yeah, that's a new quick time out there for Ryan Kuhn. That would have actually been the 2nd quickest time in our practice session just a little while ago, as we had 4 drivers actually into the 22nd marker bracket. And right now, Ryan Kuhn will come back around here. It'll be a little bit slower, 21.103 on lap number 2 for Ryan Kuhn. So right now, he does have the provisional pole here tonight, and it's getting a little bit late in our qualifying session, so the track is cooling down. Next driver out will be out of Indiana. That's Charleston, Indiana, the BK Paints Glove Box Racing number 29. This is the man, Nicholas Stone. He's now on the board.
And Nick Stone going into turn 1, and the timer is running. What does he have for the top 5? We're going to find out right now. Roger said it correctly. The track is starting to cool down. That should help with the grip here for these little cars. We're going to find out here momentarily as Stone getting ready to cross the start-finish line for his first time lap. And Stone with a 21.47. That's good for 7th spot.
So 7th on lap number 1 for Stone. Will be able to pick it up here on lap number 2. Closing in, it looks like we just have about, maybe 3 more qualifiers here tonight. We'll see what the actual timing and scoring sheet is going to tell us here in a little bit. Nick Stone, though, coming across the line to complete his 2nd timed lap. To be a little bit slower, 1/1000th slower. So lap number 1 for Stone is the quick time here for himself to put himself 7th on the grid. Got a little bit of sad news, though. The next qualifier that should be out onto the speedway, as it looks like Stone's going to give it maybe one more lap here. A little sideways for that machine, and it was still a little bit slower. But we also got some sad news, Chris. One of the drivers that were registered into tonight's event, Kyle Fuller, is unfortunately on the way to the emergency room, so he will be a scratch here from the evening. Also looks like Jason Griffith Dobbs, he is also going to be a scratch on the speed charts here tonight. So those are 2 drivers that will not take a qualifying time. I have not heard about Doug Lemons. Right now, Lemons is in our qualifying grid, but I have not seen him come out onto the speedway yet here tonight to qualify for the first night here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. You are watching Not the Battle right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It is presented tonight by Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping. Looks like qualifying may now be officially in the book, and we might be able to catch up with our quick time qualifier here in just a couple of moments. We'll wait to see if we can get a word in with Ryan Kuhn. Chris, qualifying, though, now officially being in the books, and it's been a pretty good, solid qualifying effort by a lot of these drivers. You're able to see the different styles so far in these setups. Some of these guys came out here with qualifying setups, possibly like Kuhn and Matthews and Moon, and some other drivers that maybe are a little bit farther back. They might have the long run speed here when the sun goes down and the lights really shine down on this pavement.
Well, all those things are true, Roger, and I just want to add one more thing. How many times here during the qualifying effort did we say 1/1000th of a difference between laps? To me, that signals consistency. Consistency is what wins a race. We're going to find out here very shortly. But first, we've got a couple of guys that, well, we need to talk to.
Yeah, I don't believe we have the quick time setter here tonight of Ryan Kuhn, but I believe we can possibly get in a quick moment here with the driver of the number 51. Ryan Matthews, do you have a copy? It's the booth.
Yes, sir.
Well, Ryan, you got the second quickest time out there tonight. Tell us how you, got that lap time. Where was the quick spot here tonight? And did you change anything on the car from practice to qualifying?
Yeah, we had a pretty decent car in practice, and I felt like we had something for Ryan there in qualify, but the track just kind of felt a little weird. I don't know if it's because our tires were sitting there cooling off a lot longer than they were in practice, but we gave up a little bit, left a little bit on the table there, so I mean, that's unfortunate, but we still qualified second, so it's not bad. And I think we need to loosen up the car a little bit more. Did a little bit from practice to qualify, but I think I need to go a little bit more for the race. But I think we have a pretty sporty car. I think hopefully we can stay with Ryan and have a good race.
Well, it's a quick 51M out there tonight. Ryan, good luck. It looks like you will start outside pole in P number 2.
Thank you.
So now Ryan Matthews is officially going to be that second qualifier. Chris, I believe you have the man who did set the quick time here tonight.
Yeah, Ryan Kuhn out there in the number 72 with his best time, a 29.6 here in qualifying. Ryan, it looked like that car was very, very fast here in qualifying, but what adjustments need to be made in order to make the long run work?
Really just gotta be easy with it to start the race. I haven't done more than a 6-lap run with this car, so I'm just gonna hope and pray it goes good and stays together, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Well, all right, and so you said you have only a 6 laps run. So in that 6 laps, you're not feeling any difference from 1 to 6, are you?
Really from 1 to 6, it takes a lap to really get the tires heated in, and then it really becomes stable. It starts off a little slippery just because we're on stickers, and the new tire model acts like more of a real life race car, and it's just a little slippery at first, but it seems like after a few laps, knocks the new off the tires, and it really comes in.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again on picking up the pole here tonight. Roger, it seems like when they're cold, they're slippery. Something we'll watch out for.
Yeah, that is right now Ryan Kuhn, though he exactly will be the man that will lead us to the green flag. Now let's go a little bit farther down into our field here and see if we can get a word in with the driver of the number 13 of Damian Hall. Damian, you got a copy? It's us up here in the booth.
Hi, good night. Thanks for having me.
Well, Damian, right now you're sitting 12th on the grid here tonight after qualifying. There's lots of strong competition out here. How are you going to take the number 13 and get to the front of the field here tonight at Myrtle Beach?
I'm just gonna follow because this is actually my first race. I'm actually a track driver, but it's gonna be interesting.
Well, that is interesting. How many laps have you actually got to turn here at Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, has to be more than 20, less than 30.
Well, that's not a lot of laps here for you, Damian. We're gonna keep a close eye on you here tonight and see how you can actually improve through the evening. You're gonna have a lot of strong drivers out in front of you to really follow around the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Damian, good luck here tonight.
Thanks a lot.
So there you heard it from the driver tonight. That is gonna start 12th position. 12 drivers out of the 15 drivers here tonight did turn a qualifying lap. We already talked about Kyle Fuller. He is not going to be able to partake in the event here tonight as he is on the way to the emergency room. Racing Jason Griffith-Dobbs there in the 98 out of Tennessee. He will not make the grid call either, and Doug Lemons, I believe, might be playing race control, so we're keeping an eye on that. Before we head off into our qualifying grid here tonight and how things are going to shake up, we got to thank all the sponsors here tonight that are making this possible from the Myrtle Beach Speedway. We got to thank the guys over at Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping, LLC. You need your lawn tuned up for the fall? Head on over, talk to the guys over at Rike's. Also, we got to thank the guys over at Barber Ford, the home of the Ford. You need a brand new Bronco, they can order you that up. Bronco coming out in 2021. Head on over to Barber Ford, place your order today. We also got to thank the guys over at BK Paints. You need a paint scheme, you need to be looking fresh when you come out here on the iRacing servers, head on over to BK Paints. But Chris, it's just about that time that we are gonna go into our race tonight here. It's gonna be 60 laps with these open setups. You think any of these guys had a qualifying setup now that they're switching over?
Oh, I'm almost guaranteeing it, Roger. You almost have to. Listen, if you can run 60 laps, all green flag, from the start of the race to the end of the race, the car is going to transition at least a couple of times between fuel fall off and tire fall off. You have to be ready for that. You have to be able to adjust on the fly.
Well, while these guys are making their last adjustments on the cars, you can see the sun has gone down here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, the home this week for Not the Battle, right here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Race fans, if it's your first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit that little subscribe button, hit the little bell, get the notification that lets you know anytime we go live to bring you racing action like you're about to see here tonight at the famous Myrtle Beach Speedway. We talked about it a little bit earlier, how the Myrtle Beach Speedway is no longer an active track here in the United States of America, but here on iRacing, we will always get to live kind of in the past, the glory days, Chris, of the short track racing down in the Northeast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I bet you there's many drivers out there, Roger, that are almost happy to see this track gone with the turtle shells there in the corners. Absolutely capable of knocking the oil pan off. We're going to be watching for that tonight. We're also going to be watching some of these guys as they work around each other and see if they get slippery or if they're able to hold on. We do know that they're running sticker tires. That should help around this half-mile track. We're going to find out here in just a couple of moments.
Looks like qualifying officially is over, and that means we will go to our starting lineup here tonight. We do have another announcement. Cody Walling is not going to make the race here tonight, Chris, so he has donated his entry fee tonight to some of these drivers if they can, what is it, the biggest mover, actually. It's the biggest mover purse tonight. So their entry fee tonight will be paid if they can be the biggest mover. I think Damian Hall that we talked to, he might be a good candidate for that one.
Yeah, he very well might be. Going to be starting in 12th spot and really no place to go but up there, Roger, but I think it is time. Let's go through that grid. I want to get this thing going.
Well, let's take you through your 12-car starting field here for night one of Not the Battle here at Myrtle Beach. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to us by Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping. Here is your starting 12 drivers for the Legends portion. Starting on row number 1, you just heard from the quick man himself. It's the driver of the 72 out of Massachusetts. It is Ryan Kuhn. The driver out of Virginia, it'll be the Ryan and Ryan show on row number 1. This is Ryan Matthews in the 51M. Gregory Moon going to start in the 3rd position here tonight. He will roll off in that 8 machine. The man hailing out of Michigan, the driver of the number 15, this is Dustin Slider. He will roll off 4th position. I'll get him out here sooner or later. 4th position tonight. Starting in the 5th position, hailing out of the Carolinas, it's going to be the driver of the number 71. This is Daniel Hindra. Starting in the 6th position tonight, out of North Carolina, the driver of the number 10, this is Luke Brown. Rolling off 7th out of Indiana, driving the number 29, it is Nicholas Stone. The Simbox driver out of Georgia, driving the number 24 Simbox entry, this is Doug Neal. Starting position number 9, driving the number 33 here tonight out of the New England area, this is going to be Ty LaCruz. Starting 10th, it's to be the driver out of Ohio, Toledo, Ohio driver, the Dogecoin, Bitcoin 96, David Trumley. And starting in position number 11, driving the number 9, it is Joey Lowry. Starting shotgun to the field, and the only international driver tonight, it is the driver of the number 13 of Damian Hall. That is your starting lineup here tonight, brought to us by Rike's Lawn Care.
Not going to be long now, and the cars are going to fold in 2 by 2, getting ready to go around this track with the pace car. Should be another lap after the pace car gets past the start-finish line before we go to the green flag. Watch for the lights to shut off this time by. It'll drop on pit road. And pit road here, a little bit different. Pit road entry on the backstretch, Roger, and that might be something else to watch out for here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have to see green flag pit stops here tonight. If we do, it will make things a little bit interesting. Race fans, I hope you're ready to go short track racing action with some of the biggest classes in the United States of America. It's the U.S. Legends car right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We welcome you all in. I hope you're ready. It's going to be 60 laps of hardcore racing. Green flag is pending in the air here tonight. Here we go. Green flag is up. 60 laps. Going to be the distance. Everybody fires off their legend down into turn number 1 tonight.
And already lots of action going on. Kuhn has that lead, but a little wiggle out of the 72. And the 51 of Ryan Matthews looks to take advantage heading into turn 3.
Yeah, well, Ryan diving off into turn 3, and now coming out of turn number 4, it will be Ryan Matthews. He will lead lap number 1 with the 51M. The driver out of Virginia right now is the man to beat as he leads lap number 1. Kuhn is right there. Moon is 3rd. Hindra is sitting back there in 4th. And Slider right now running in the 5th position. Everybody has gone pretty much into that single file formation as they know it is 60 laps the distance here tonight for night number 1 of Not the Battle.
Now your race leader, Ryan Matthews, just pulled the quickest lap of the race with a 21.40. Tires starting to come in for the 51. And before the race even started, we talked to Ryan Kuhn, second place runner right now, who had the pole. Roger, he said it was going to take a few laps for him to really feel comfortable on those tires. We're going to have to wait and see if he's able to track Matthews back down and work around him again.
Yeah, we're going to take note when those tires start to kick in, but look at Moon. Moon is actually starting to really pull back in with that number 8 machine, as he's actually going to lose the bottom. Will Hindra be able to take advantage of this out of turn 4? He will not. He's now going to be able to actually show the nose, taking a little bit shorter distance around the front straightaway. He will now close the bottom, and now here comes Dustin. Will he be able to bring that 15 entry up into the mix? He will. Now look at Hindra. He's going for 2nd.
Wicked action here in the top 5. Hindra takes over 2nd spot. The 72 of Kahn, he moves down to 3rd. Dustin Slider up to the 4th spot, right where he started, but he had to get the spot back, Roger. And now he has. Let's see if the 15 can get around Ryan Kuhn. We got a battle for the lead.
The Rike Motorsports driver, the 71 of Daniel Hindra, now will take the race lead here on lap number 6. He will lead a lap 6 tonight, so it is our 3rd leader of the evening, 2nd driver to lead a lap here. And look at everybody as they are just lined up going down the back straightaway. I believe you can call that. I'm going to say that's 7 drivers right here in this front pack, because Ty LaCruz is still right there in that 7th position. Stone is just hanging out back here right now. Behind him is Hall, Neal, Trembley, Lowry. All 12 drivers, 12 drivers still out onto this racing surface. They are all trying to right now just feel out their cars. Not quite to that lap 10 marker. Once we get to lap 10, that's when it's really going to show, I think, Chris, who has that set up.
Yeah, I think you're right, Roger. These guys still kind of feeling out their cars. You know, we heard, well, I only ran 6 laps during practice at a time, and that's not going to really teach these guys a lot. Already up to 9 here under the first green flag of the night, and it's looking good to maybe go green all the way here as Daniel Hindra prepares to lead lap number 9, gets set and ready to start lap 10.
Yeah, as we go on board with our BK Paints onboard camera here with Ryan Kuhn. He has dropped back to the 3rd position. He had Slider all over the back end of him, but he kind of slipped up, and now he's going to pull about 3-4 car lengths down the back straightaway. Kuhn still being able to hold on, as you saw right there on our onboard camera, how close he actually had got to that inside wall down there in turn 3 and 4. Flash bulbs still going off here tonight. This is such a great race here in the early stages of this one. 10 laps already in the books, working lap number 11. A little bit farther back, there you see the number 8. That's Moon hanging on right now. Brown is just right behind him, the McConey setup shop driver. Luke Brown running into the 6th position currently, trying to get the handle underneath the car. Still a long, long way to go.
Well, I'm just looking at the end of the field here. It looks like Doug Neal has slipped back about 4 spots. Roger, he's 12th place right now, and honestly, if you're looking to stay out of trouble, there's 2 places to be. You can be the race leader, or you can be the guy with everybody up in front of you and give them enough time to avoid any potential incidents that might happen. Doug Neal in the 24, your 12th place runner.
You know, I've ran with Doug Neal before. He's used to running super late models, not really so much into the open setup and Legends car portion of this event this week. But he said, you know what, I might as well come out here. Track time is track time, and nothing can replace just getting laps in any kind of car on the iRacing server. And we actually have a pass for the race lead. Hindra. Actually, I lie. Timing and scoring glitch. It told me Hindra just went for the race lead, Chris.
No, he's been there for a little while. Started in 5th place. Now your race leader, Ryan Matthews. Ryan Kuhn going to be running 2nd and 3rd. Dustin Slider, after a little bit of a loose condition, seems to have gathered that 15 car back up, trying to track down Ryan Kuhn right now for 3rd spot. Slider in the 15, looking strong. Behind him, it's Gregory Moon, the 8 car. He is running an ultra consistent line. I've been following him for a few laps here, and his line just does not vary.
Well, we'll find out. We're about a quarter of the way through this event here tonight for Not the Battle. Chris, it says Not the Battle, hashtag Not the Battle. Well, these battles right now are getting ready to be the long run here tonight, the long run battle. I'm still going to say that some of these drivers are going to miss the setups on the long run, and you might see some of these drivers back here like Nick Stone. Oh, one of them sideways. That's the 33.
Tyler Clerk holding on to it. He's able to drive away, but he is going to drop a couple of positions here, Roger. The 33 does hold on, falls back in line behind the 96. Now challenging for the race, for the position, excuse me. The 33 of Leclerc gets around Trombley. Trombley fighting back on the outside. Here comes the 9 car of Joey Lowry. Lowry trying to stuff it in there. Can't quite get it done.
Yeah, these guys back here for a bell call at the 8th position on back 9th position, because right ahead of them, that's Damian Hall. He has moved up into the 7th spot with his number 13. The driver that is from, I believe, that is Barbados, actually, the international driver. He has moved up 5 positions so far. He is the biggest mover of the event, up from starting in 12th up to running 7th. Now everybody has pretty much gone into the single file formation once again back here. Maybe trying to let the tires cool down a little bit. Doug Neal, you see him just outside the picture. He's just a little bit farther back. But the leaders, there's the gap out of turn number 4 from your leader of Hindra all the way back to Matthews, Kuhn, Slider, and Moon. Your top 5 drivers all right there under a little bit of a blanket, and Brown still rounds out our top 6 drivers. Brown, though, is sitting about almost 3 seconds back off your leader of Hindra.
Yeah, so now we're starting to see the difference in setups here, Roger, as Hindra has about a half a second lead over Ryan Matthews and Ryan Kuhn. But this is setups. It's so important to hit it right. And right now, Hindra has got it rolling pretty well. And I'll tell you what, tonight is pretty cool. We got the Legends, but how about tomorrow, the late models, then the SK modifieds, and then bring on Sunday for the super late models.
Yeah, that's all the racing action that is coming up here yet this week at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for Not the Battle. 4 nights of racing. This is just night number 1. You're going to see a lot of these drivers back tomorrow night and the night after as we're on board here with Ryan Matthews on lap number 23. You can see that butt kicker Rike Motorsports 71 of Hindra still out there. A little bit of a checkup there for Matthews as we're on board here riding around this speedway. Chris, I watched a little bit of a documentary a couple weeks ago just about the Myrtle Beach Speedway. As you see, actually, Matthews and Kuhn almost get onto those little bit of a turtles. There were two things that a lot of drivers said they didn't like about the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Not these drivers, real-life drivers that raced here, more kind of on a touring series on a weeklier basis. They said, the asphalt here tore tires up so bad, you'd go out and qualify on a set, and before you go out for your heat laps, or your heat race, you needed to put another set of tires on. The other thing that they said they didn't like were the turtles down in turn number 1.
I can tell you from my own experience, I don't like the turtles. It didn't cause any financial difficulty to me, but it certainly did affect my racing around this track. Roger, you hit those things and the car, it becomes completely unpredictable. So important to stay off from them, or else you're going to find yourself, well, who knows? Could be the outside wall, could be just, several positions back, but something bad will happen.
Yeah, and look how close a couple of these drivers. Oh, as we're on board with our BK Paint, so on board with the driver out of Michigan, Dustin down there almost got a little loose out of turn number 4, almost looped it around. He was able to hang on to it, but now here comes the driver out of the Moon Racing stable. This is Gregory Moon. He now takes over the 4th spot, and he's going to try and set sail now. Can he go run back down the Ryan and Ryan show along with Hindra up there? So now it's Hindra, Matthews, Kuhn, Moon, Slider, your top 5.
And it's the second time this race we've seen a little bit of an issue out of Dustin Slider in the 15, just kind of all of a sudden loose, able to hold on both times. But, how many times, Roger, can you just keep tempting fate like that? So far, Slider's gotten away with it, still running in the 5th position.
As he runs 5th, here's the battle for the 7th and 8th position. Trumbley and Hall still kind of tossing it back and forth, deciding who's going to have this hot potato position. That is position number 7. Right now it's Trumbley. Hall's looking to the inside. He almost played with the turtles a little too hard down there. You play with the turtle, you might become a turtle here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. They do have turtles out on the beach down there. I was down there a couple years ago, Chris. I can tell you, there are turtles at the Myrtle Beach beach.
Well, nothing wrong with turtles, and I'll tell you, these guys are having a heck of a battle back here for that 7th place. As you mentioned, Roger, Trombley trying to hold off Hall, and Hall just trying to look to, take a couple more spots, maybe get that free entry for being the biggest mover. We're going to find out here in about 30 laps as we're halfway through.
Yeah, the halfway home leader tonight here, the Rike's halfway home leader, that is Daniel Hindra. He has moved up 4 positions. Tonight, he is your race leader at the halfway point.
And as you were talking about that, it looks like the battle for that 7th place may be done, as Hall able to get around Trombley, and Hall now up 5 spots into that 7th position.
Well, as we talk about the biggest movers and shakers of the race, let's drop it down on the left-hand side of the screen. You can exactly see where each driver has gained a position. You see the green number 5 with the arrow pointing up for Damian Hall, who is running in the 7th spot. That means he has, well, exactly what it says. He has moved up 5 spots here tonight. He now runs right there in position number 7. You see Hindra, he has moved up 4. The biggest drop, man who dropped through the field right now, the driver out of Hampton, Georgia, it's the 24. That is Doug Neal. He has dropped back to the 12th position. Ty is just out ahead of him in his number 33 U.S. Legends machine.
While you were talking, Roger, Ryan Kuhn, his setup might be starting to come in. He was able to launch around Ryan Matthews, and he is separating from Matthews, trying to catch Hindra. Will Ryan Kuhn prove out to have the best setup here for a long run? We're going to find out here. 26 laps to go.
Yeah, the laps are clicking off fast here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Hindra is still the race leader. But Chris, something I just noticed, that lap traffic may come into a factor sooner than we thought. Let's go on board here on our nose camera tonight, brought to us by the fine folks over at Barber Ford. Just out in front, that is Doug Neal. That's Ty, and then that's Stone way up there, a little bit down yonder, I guess you really want to call her, if we're down here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Those 3 drivers will play a factor and determine who will be the race leader here coming up, because call it, 2, maybe 3 laps away, as actually Doug Neal going to go way high, and now Hindra going to touch the turtles in turn 1.
Yeah, he touched them, but it didn't really slow. He got lucky, Roger. If I would have done that, I would have spun 3 ways to Sunday, and look how tight he keeps it to the white line through turns 3 and 4. Hindra is on a mission right now, trying to keep Kuhn away from him, but Kuhn has gotten very close. He's within striking distance.
As he comes down the back straightaway now here as we ride on board once again. This is our second place driver, the BK Paints roof camera tonight. Kuhn right there in second, right out ahead of them. That's Ty. He is going to be a lap down machine. He will move to the outside, just like the gentleman's agreement here of short track racing and move to the outside lane. The Rike Motorsports driver, though, Hindra, still leading this one. It'll be 21 laps to go. Next time by at the line, and Kuhn is trying. He is searching all over the track. Now will he get a great run? He'll be to the inside here with the bumper bar at the finish line, and I believe he might have the run here into turn one.
Yeah, they go side by side for just a moment. Ryan Kuhn picks up the race lead. First time he's seen it since the beginning of this race, as Kuhn has been leading for a very, very long time now with 21 laps to go. Kuhn back out front. Hindra trying to chase him down again.
Yeah, actual notable fact here, Chris. That is actually the first official lap tonight that Ryan Kuhn has led. He did start on the pole with a very quick time, but it is the first actual lap he leads tonight. And now that is with 20 laps to go as they do approach the 29 of Nicholas Stone. Stone gonna see, let's see where he goes. Do you think he goes to the inside, Chris? It looks like he's kind of looking in towards it. He actually will go outside.
Oh, very late decision, though, out of the 29, as it left Kuhn and Hindra kind of guessing a little bit, and because of that, Kuhn really does stretch the lead. Now, Roger, we were talking to Kuhn earlier before the race started. He was the one that told us 6 laps is all he had run. Here we are with 18 laps to go. That setup looks to be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he was expecting other than a quick setup. The driver out of Massachusetts, the Everett's Auto Park, Burmer's Liquor, and Modern Auto Bodies on the side of this machine here tonight. They have a quick hot rod, and they are actually starting to pull away here. This time by at the race line, it'll be just 17 laps to go, and Kuhn has the quickest car on the speedway. Last time by, it was a 21.66 second lap for your race leader. Second place last time by was a 21.8, so you can see the difference. Third place for Matthews was also a 21.8.
Yeah, you want to talk about some close driving. How about that? 21.8 for second and third spot. Top 9 drivers on the lead lap. We got 3 drivers out there, 1 lap down, and Ryan Kuhn is still stretching out that race lead. The biggest one we've seen yet, Roger, 1 second.
Yeah, something happened, though, I believe, to Luke Brown. He has dropped a couple positions here now. The McConey Setup Shop 4X graphics driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina, has now fallen all the way back to the 8th position. Hall, Trumbley have both been able to get around him. So now, actually, look at that. Damian Hall, shotgun to the field, didn't have himself a good qualifying time at all. Now, running 6th.
Yeah, it looks like he is really vying for that entry fee winning purse here tonight, Rogers. He is up 6 spots into the 6th position. So our shotgun runner running mid-pack right now, and actually seems to be doing a pretty good job of it. Last time by a 22.31.
Yeah, that's a solid lap time, especially this late into the run. Ryan Kuhn, though, is right there. He is coming, but he is starting to open up a gap. There is your second place runner on our screen of Hindra, and right behind, that is Ryan Matthews. So the battle is actually on for the second position now. Matthews has been able to run down your second place driver, the Rike Motorsports number 71 of Hindra. It'll just be 12 laps to go this time by at the line for Ryan Kuhn. Will he be able to lead the final 20 laps of this event and pick up night number 1?
Watching Ryan Matthews in the 3rd spot, it seems like he gets into the corners just a little bit better. Hindra able really to power out of the corners, and that's what's keeping him so far in the 2nd spot as these tires wear here with 12 laps to go. Will Hindra be able to hold on to that grip coming out of the corners? Still things that we need to find out as this race continues on. 11 laps to go.
Yeah, this half-mile little track in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, playing host to night number 1. It will play host all weekend long right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to bring you all the racing action. Ryan Kuhn, though, this time by, he will get just 10 laps to go. The young man trying to pick up night number 1. Your top 5 drivers currently look like Ryan Kuhn. Hindra is 2nd. Matthews is 3rd. Moon is sitting right back here in his number 8 machine. He is sitting in the 4th spot right now. Dustin Slider is sitting there in the 5th position. That is your top 5 with just 10 laps to go here tonight. Night 1 for Not the Battle.
Yeah, hashtag not the battle. If you guys are on Twitter, wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see if we can get that thing out there. Not the battle with a hashtag. Let's see it out there, guys. Get on your Twitter accounts and make this thing happen. It would be really cool. 4 nights of racing action live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we can't thank you enough for joining us here for night number 1.
And now to be just 8 laps to go here for Kuhn. It does look like Luke Brown, the McCody setup shop driver, has now gone down 1 lap currently to your race leader of Ryan Kuhn. So Kuhn now going to leave just 7 drivers. Trumbull is the next victim that would fall to the race leader, and I believe, did he actually just go a lap down? Did I miss that on my timing and scoring? Or
No, Trumbull is still in the lead lap. Yep.
So that's
he
good
is
with
running
7 laps to go,
7th.
though.
It's coming, though. Ryan Kuhn is really picking up speed. Unbelievable. Last time by a 21.71. And the 72 car just seems to be getting more and more set as this setup. I don't know what he was questioning, Roger. It seems to be just fine to me. In fact, I'll take it.
I'm sure you would take it, Chris. With 6 laps to go here tonight, Ryan Kuhn leads another one. This time by at the line for Ryan Kuhn. That was a 21.71. Comparison, his fast time here tonight was a 21.36. That was way back in the early stages of this race. That is not the quickest lap of the night, though. The quickest lap of the night under the race pace so far with 5 laps to go this time by at the flag stand. It's going to be the driver out of Michigan, Dustin Slider. He was the quickest driver. It was 21.15 second lap. Chris, it wasn't quite a qualifying lap for Dustin, but it will earn him the quickest lap time here tonight in our main event.
Yeah, great lap out of Slider. Unfortunately, it's not carrying over for the rest of the race. 1 good lap does not a race make, but Slider doing a good job. He's in 5th spot, a top 5 in night number 1 of Not the Battle. I'll take that.
I would too. It's 4 laps to go here for the young man of the 72. The driver out of Massachusetts trying to bring it home. The East Bridgewater, Massachusetts driver. Will he be able to do it? It'll be just 3 laps to go this time by. Chris, do you think that Damian Hall, though, will hang on to that 6th position? He has moved up 6 spots.
Well, he's moved up 6 spots, and the only driver kind of behind him at this point is the race leader. Race leader, Ryan Kuhn, trying to catch the 13 to put him down a lap. But right now, it looks like Hall set to get that payday of a race entry. And that's not a bad way to get it done here. Running in the top 6 after starting shotgun on the field. Ryan Kuhn saw the 2 flags up in the air. Popsicle sticks are flying as we've got 2 to go, and he is on the back stretch. Ryan Kuhn, I don't know if he's going to try and force the issue here, Roger, with 2 laps to go. I don't know why you would.
Yeah, it's two laps to go this time by, though it will be the white flag here tonight at the Myrtle Beach for night number 1. White flag is officially in the air, and there does go Ryan Kuhn right underneath the Damian Hall entry. So now Kuhn will just have 2 sets of corners left here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Ryan Kuhn goes into turn number 3. It looks like a great entry for the Massachusetts driver. Out of turn number 4, he will see the white and checkered flag. Night number 1 here for Not the Battle. Ryan Kuhn will pick up the Legends victory at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Daniel Hindra and Ryan Matthews, 2nd and 3rd. A good race. What a way to start off the Not the Battle challenge here for the 4 nights of racing live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Roger, if this is a sign of things to come, we are going to have a jam-packed, fun session every single night.
Yeah, great racing action here for night number 1, and it's Ryan Kuhn that's able to pick up the victory. So he will go to victory lane tonight. He will celebrate, though, first, Chris, on the front straightaway. Who doesn't like some donuts?
Oh, I gotta love them, and I'll tell you, with these cars, it is kind of fun to watch them. Such a short wheelbase, they really get those circles in tight, don't they?
They always do. Well, we're going to take a quick step away, race fans. We'll be right back here to the Myrtle Beach Speedway to bring you your post-race show here for night number 1 for Not the Battle. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. 60 laps of competition here tonight, and night 1 for Not the Battle has officially been in the books. We had 13, it looks like actually 12 drivers take the exact green flag here tonight. A couple drivers having emergencies right before the drop of the green flag, and we hope and wish that they are all well. But let's head down trackside to talk to our race winner here tonight. Standing in victory lane, the driver out of Massachusetts. Ryan, we talked to you earlier. You said you didn't know if you had the quick run set up. About 6 laps is what you were doing at a time, but the 72 really came on strong here tonight.
I couldn't believe how good this car was, but the last 20 laps of the race, this thing really came in late. I literally took my South Boston official setup, put some fuel in it, changed the gear, took out some cross, and went, and she was a badass machine.
Well, she definitely looked quick, turning one of the quickest laps, not only in our qualifying session, but also back in practice, and also right here during the race time. You did drop back, though, in about the early stages of this race. Were you just trying to hang on to the car, conserve a little bit of the tire?
Now, the car started off really free, and I really tried to conserve the right rear a little bit. The car was just that loose right off the bat. That's why Matthews got by me there on the initial green. I got really, really loose off 2 in the first lap, and I really had to lower down a little bit for the first 20, 30 laps of the race. But after that, the car really came in, and definitely the best Legends car I've ever had on here.
Well, it's definitely a good-looking hot rod. Ryan, I didn't look at the entry list for tomorrow. Are you on the entry list for tomorrow's race, too?
I believe I will not be on the entry list tomorrow, just because I gotta go help my buddy out at my home track. I will also not be here Saturday. I will be racing. I hope to be back on Sunday if Dustin will let me in. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sunday if I can get in.
Well, if we don't see you Sunday, it was great to see you here tonight out on the track here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Who makes it all possible for you, though, to bring this quick hot rod to the racetrack here virtually?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors: Bernie's Liquors, Everett's Auto Parts, Modern Auto Body. They're my real life sponsors, and I can't go without thanking them. Ryan Kuhn Motorsports for the awesome whip. Matthews and Daniel for racing me really clean the whole race, and you guys up in the booth, Dustin, everyone who put this whole entire deal together. You guys do an unbelievable job. Unbelievable drivers in here, and really looking forward to Sunday.
Well, there you heard it from the driver out of Massachusetts. He will park it in victory lane here tonight. He is going to win night number 1 here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for Not the Battle. Ryan Kuhn is your winner. And Chris, I believe you're standing next to the guy from Walkertown, North Carolina, who also had a pretty quick number 72 or 71.
Yeah, the 71, Daniel Hindra. And Daniel, tonight it's bridesmaid position for you, but the 71 was looking pretty darn strong out there for a long time. What happened? When did you feel the fall off? When did you know where you were going to finish?
I mean, honestly, the way I got the lead there to start with, I was kind of wondering, but I was driving it so easy that I was like, there is no way that this thing is going to fall off that bad. And then about 25 to go, I started seeing Ryan's name pop up in red up on my display, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Because normally when somebody like that eases off and then they all of a sudden just come alive like that, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, able to save maybe a little bit more tire than you were tonight, but a good run.
I think I just started off too tight, honestly. Yeah, I didn't really have that free problem. I worked to try to get that out of that car, and then, like I say, about 20 laps in, it just started shoving really bad.
Well, nonetheless, a second place finish here to start off night number 1 here of the Not the Battles Challenge. You going to be here for the next few nights?
I've actually got other stuff going on tomorrow, and I don't know yet. It depends on how everything goes with the kids this weekend. It's a possibility, but I can't make any promises.
All right, but we hope to see that 71 out on track. Who do you got to thank for bringing that 71 out here tonight?
Oh, wow. First and foremost, I definitely have to thank Rike Motorsports for taking me on board and everything that I've learned and, progressed with them. And also have to thank Butt Kicker and Sim Speed Shop. They're starting to help us out a ton. And, yeah, basically all the team at the shop. And they're awesome people to be around. They honestly make everybody better. And, yeah, thank you guys for the broadcast and Dustin for putting this on. And I actually have to throw a shout out to Tyler Payne, too, for putting me onto this race. It was probably 2 hours before it started. He was like, hey, man, you need to run this. So, Yeah, wasn't really 100% prepared at all, but feel like we showed pretty good.
Well, for knowing 2 hours before, you sure did put down a hurting on some of the other guys out there. A second place finish for the 71. And Roger, I believe that you caught up with Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, standing down here with the driver of the 51M, the driver out of Virginia. Ryan, we talked to you earlier in the night. You said you had a quick car. It was good enough for second in qualifying, but tonight you're going to drop after leading a couple laps in the beginning of this one. What happened to the car? Too loose, too tight here towards the end?
Yeah, I think we just started out a little too tight. I was working to get that looseness out of the car, just like Daniel was, and sure enough, we needed it at the beginning. So it's just a lack of experience with this new tire model on these cars. And I haven't ran many races in the Legend car after they updated it, so I wasn't too sure what it needed. But definitely know for next time, started out a little looser than you need it. So you got the tires at the end. I think my car just burned off the right front too much and too quick. But we got the lead pretty quick, and saw Ryan saving, so I just saved too. And Daniel drove through the field, and I honestly expected him to fall off a lot more than he did, and that I would get back around him. But yeah, just started the car off too tight, and just cost us a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's not going to hurt you that bad, though, because you still will finish third tonight. Ryan, who makes it all possible over there in that camp down in Virginia that is going to be celebrating tonight's third-place finish?
Yeah, I gotta thank S&M Auto Service, Pemberton Forest Products, Denise Matthews Real Estate, James River Nurseries, Carbon Racing Solutions, and y'all for broadcasting, and Dustin and the whole Dreamer Racing Series for putting this on.
Well, there you heard it from the driver out of Virginia. He will finish in the third position. That is Ryan Matthews. He had himself a good car, Chris. It just seemed like towards the end of this run, or this race here tonight, because it went green all the way, that the tires just fell off it, and he held on for the third place finish. He did give Hindra, though, a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, for a little while there, he was on the back bumper of Hindra and looked like he was going to possibly get there. In the end, though, a little less than a second did separate those two drivers. Roger, we got a couple other drivers to kind of congratulate here tonight, starting off with Dustin Slider.
Yeah, Slider finishing tonight in that fifth position. It was a good run for the driver out of Michigan. But the man who's really going to be a little bit happy, and Chris, we didn't tell the drivers this, but Damian Hall is the driver that did finish 6 positions from where he started. So he'll take the Cody Walling Motorsports biggest mover of the race. He'll get his payday back, and guess what? We're going to double it right here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to give the entry fee also to the driver of the 13 machine. So he'll actually walk away a little bit happier tonight. His entry fee repaid and doubled here tonight from the guys over here in the booth tonight. So Damian Hall is, I'm going to say, your big surprise winner tonight for him, especially for the driver that didn't turn that many laps.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Dustin Slider with that quickest lap of the race. And, you know, that does mean something. That's a little bit of bragging rights right there. And look, we're getting ready to do this all again tomorrow night, Roger. A Friday night live, Roger Muth in the booth along with myself. Oh, come on.
Yeah, you can't miss it. But let's take you first through your finishing results. This is your finishing results brought to us by thedreamracingseries.com. Finishing P number 1, you heard from the man Ryan Kuhn. Second was Hindra. Third was Matthews. Fourth, Gregory Moon in the 8 machine. Dustin Slider does come home in the 5th position. 6th tonight, Damian Hall. David Trumbley going to finish 7th. Luke Brown in 8th. Joey Lowry sitting there in the 9th position. Nicholas Stone, 10th.
Tyler Clerk going to pick up 11th spot. Doug Neal, and Doug Neal was actually the last driver. Unfortunately tonight, Doug Lemons, Kyle Fowler, and Jason Griffith not able to take the green flag. So those 3 drivers going to be starting, if they start tomorrow night. Well, they're not going to have quite the warm-up that some of these other guys did here tonight.
Exactly, but we got to give another shout out to all of our sponsors here before we go off the air. If you're looking for some lawn care needs, you have to head over to Rike's Lawn Care and Scaping. Give your lawn the rake touch. We also got to thank the guys over at BK Paints. A lot of the cars you saw out here tonight on the Speedway at the Myrtle Beach Speedway were presented tonight by BK Paints. And of course, we got to thank all the fine guys and gals over there at Barber Ford. You need a new Ford, you're getting ready to jump into your 2021 Ford F-150, Barber Ford has it on the lot. You could pick it up tomorrow morning. We also got to thank the guys over at the Dream Racing Series. And well, Chris, we got to thank all the drivers and all the fans tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Without all of you guys tuning in, we wouldn't be able to have all the fun we do here. Tonight was night number 1 at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway for Not the Battle. So for everybody over here at the races, and of course, everybody up here in the studio, for Chris Legoo, I'm Roger Muth, and we can't wait to see you right back here tomorrow night for night number 2 with the late model stock.